The spawn system of Squad 44, the FOB radio and red zones. Welcome to another tutorial for Squad 44. In this video, I'll explain the spawn system that is way more complex than that of your average shooter. Let's begin. Before we get into the concrete differences between the spawns, some general pieces of advice. First, spawn where your squad leader designates you to. Ask him if it is unclear. When in doubt, just spawn at the closest spawn to your squad leader and join him. Second, avoid moving in a straight line from spawn to the objective. Enemies can track the lemming line back to your spawn, thus potentially putting it at risk of getting discovered. Third, don't shoot near your spawn unless you really have to, otherwise you are drawing enemy attention to it. There are 4 different spawns in Squad 44. The hard spawn, the FOB, the MSP and the rally point. They all look different on the map and have different aspects to consider when using them. Hard spawns are spawns that the game provides by default. They either are permanent or disappear after some time. Each team has a hard spawn in their main base where any team member can spawn at any given time. On some maps, the defender gets a temporary hard spawn at the objective the attacker has to take first. However, this spawn disappears after some time. It's only there to allow defenders to spawn directly there, perhaps build some defenses and man the objective. The FOB, or Forward Operating Base, is a large, stationary spawn tent that only squad leaders and logistics section members can place. It requires an FOB radio nearby, costs supplies to build and needs to get dug up by the entrenching tool. After it's been built, any team member can spawn there. If 2 or more enemies are nearby, the FOB becomes hot and you cannot spawn there anymore. Kill the enemies and it becomes spawnable again. FOBs can get destroyed by digging them down using the entrenching tool, multiple TNT satchels or bombing runs. The FOB will also disappear if the FOB radio gets destroyed. FOBs work in red zones. The MSP, or mobile spawn point, is a truck. Each team has one, and it automatically respawns in main base upon destruction. The MSP allows any team member to spawn. If there is at least one enemy nearby, the MSP becomes hot and you cannot spawn there anymore. Kill the enemy and it becomes spawnable again. MSPs can get destroyed by excessive gunfire to the engine block or big enough explosives. If the enemy has spotted your MSP, make sure to relocate it and hide it well so the enemy won't find it at all at best. MSPs do not work in red zones. The regroup call point, or rally as it's called, is a small tent that serves as a spawn for one squad. It gets placed by the squad's respective squad leader. To place it, he needs either a radio man or 2 members from his squad near him. If there is at least one enemy near the rally, it becomes hot and you cannot spawn there anymore. Kill the enemy and it becomes spawnable again. Rallies can get destroyed by grenades or by looking at them and holding F for 14 seconds. Rallies usually are the spawn points that are the closest to the objective. They work in red zones. Red zones are areas around objectives that are marked on the map. They serve as an exclusion zone to certain spawn types. Depending on capture progress of either side, the red zones can move. The FOB radio is a radio that needs to get placed down in order to build FOBs, stationary weapons and other deployables. It has a certain radius within which deployables can be placed down and built. FOB radios are worth 5 tickets, and upon destruction, everything that got built within the radius disappears as well, so taking them out is very important. There are slight differences regarding spawn time. The rally has the longest spawn time. MSP and hard spawn let you spawn 5 seconds faster, the FOB even 10 seconds.